Just by a show of hands today, how many of you already own some type of Hokie gear? Just by a show of hands. Okay, that's good, that's good. If you do not now, you will soon, trust me. Actually, just to show you some Hokie gear, two of your orientation leaders modeling our SGA Hokie Effect shirts. To my right is Price Wooten. Price is seen sporting the Maroon Effect shirt. He enjoys long walks on the beach and is often seen jogging across campus listening to his favorite artist, Hannah Montana. To my left is Shannon Austin. She is sporting the Orange Effect shirt. She enjoys weekly candlelight dinners with the Hokie Bird, and she swears she knows more about football than head coach Frank Beamer. Let's give them a warm Hokie round of applause. Allow me to start with a story. It's 2 o'clock on a wonderful Friday afternoon, and I'm ready to wake up and roll out of bed and, do whatever I want to do. There's only one problem. I missed my 9 a.m. intro to business class, and today just happened to be the day that we had a test. So I roll out of bed in Pritchard Hall, and I just started booking it across campus to luckily find my business professor about to leave his office hours. Out of breath, I plead with him until he finally agrees to let me take the test at a later date. Now, you all probably remember when mom or dad used to storm into your room before school started to kind of wake you up. Maybe they'd rip off the covers or throw something at you, and you kind of beg them for 5 more minutes. Well, it was probably a dependable alarm clock to say the least, and at the time, you were probably a little bit upset, but you will soon realize how wonderful a gift that really was. Because, you see, college is a much more different experience than high school. Because you no longer have your parents' help. They aren't there to wake you up, ask your professors questions, and for some of you in the audience, even do your work. This experience, your experience at Virginia Tech, will be what you make it. On that note, I would like to begin by welcoming all of you to Virginia Tech and into the Hokie family. My name is Brandon Carroll, and I am your student body president. Stop and reflect for 1 second. You are now a college student, but more importantly, you are now a Hokie. At Virginia Tech, your relatives are some of the brightest, most caring, and passionate individuals you will find around. The Hokie community is strong, and I ask foremost that you play your part, you find your passion, and you help strengthen it even further. This will depend on your ability to uphold certain ideals that have been laid down as a foundation before you. Selflessness, respect, courage, and most importantly, passion. These all embody the principles of our Hokie community. Sacrifice never promises or posits any reward or return, but in this case, your commitment will reap the very definition of your legacy here at Virginia Tech. You see, you don't just come here to learn. You come here to lead. Virginia Tech students have always turned to the leaders of our nation, becoming practically anything they set their heart to. Come here not only to live, but to thrive. I stand here today looking into a room of infinite opportunity. However, your time is limited. The problem with opportunity is that it can't do a thing for you and won't do a thing for you unless you make it. When I first came here, I found it very hard to fit in. I remember orientation sitting where all of you are today like it was yesterday. I thought to myself, like many of you are probably thinking, am I going to get along with my roommate? Am I going to be able to make new friends? Are the classes going to be a lot harder? Will I fit in? The apprehension of transitioning into college was intimidating, to say the least. Coming from a small town in Maryland called Poolsville, with just a population of 5,000 people, I am proud to say that I'm a member of the Facebook group. I live in a town with no stoplights. But believe it or not, though, my first semester here, I all but dropped my classes, thinking about transferring. I was not happy with who I'd become, and I was homesick. And then it dawned on me. The decision to be happy or unhappy was entirely up to me. I knew that there were roadblocks only placed in my way in order to see how badly I wanted something. I knew that I wanted to be a part of this Virginia Tech community. I just didn't know how. So I started speaking within myself and found the courage to pursue my passion. For me, that was what took me to SGA. For you, who knows? Only you can decide, and that's the fun part. Like Dr. Spencer alluded to, there are over 700 student organizations here at Virginia Tech. Now, finding where to start may be kind of intimidating, but don't waste any time. There are so many ways to get started. Every year at Virginia Tech, we host one of the largest community outreach programs in the nation with our big event. Hundreds of different service projects are worked on around the community by our students in an effort to better the community you all are so much a part of now. This type of involvement is key to following the Virginia Tech motto of Ut Pro Sum, that I may serve. and being a part of our actively caring culture. In other words, we all care about the welfare of others, but actively requires us to do something. It requires an action to show that we care. You see, we train the future leaders of this world not only so they can make something amazing for themselves, but so they can also serve a larger purpose as well. Because you see, that's what leading's about. It's not just an act of being in charge or holding a position or carrying a title, but it's much more of a dynamic concept. There are many leaders you see every day that aren't in these so-called leadership positions and are proving that you don't need a title to be a leader. Recently, 3 generations graduated from a university on the same day. A 21-year-old girl, her mother, and her grandmother. It doesn't seem like that very big of a deal until you discover that the girl raised a child during her education. The mom raised a family and worked 2 jobs while earning her degree. And the grandmother worked full-time only to get back to school after raising 6 children. The moral of the story, it's never too late to be who you want it to be. Now, this doesn't mean go take all the time you need, as time is still a very precious commodity. I just don't want you to ever stop trying to find yourself, your passion within this community and within your life. See, only you know what truly brings you happiness, but it still takes that initial courage to act upon that passion. My mom used to always tell me when I was young, Brandon, do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing? Nothing that has meaning is easy. Easy doesn't enter into grown-up life. You will all be challenged very soon in one way or another. Whether academically, physically, or soulfully, all results will be direct tests of your character. Character is not about return or reward, but rather the action itself. I'd like to leave you today with a short story about one of your classmates sitting here in the audience today. Recently upstairs on the 3rd floor right by our office, I met a girl named Sabrina. She's from Tazeville, Virginia. She's majoring in environmental science and wants to be outside and work for the EPA. Now Sabrina, life will throw everything at you to fail, and believe me, you will fall down. But get back up every single time. Surround yourself with those who will help you reach your dreams, and ignore those who discredit you. Sabrina, if you seek out the right people, opportunity will find you. Sabrina, remember there is a huge difference between growing older and growing up. If you are 18 years old or 19 years old, like many of you are today, and you don't do one productive thing for one full year, you will turn 19 or 20. If I'm 87 years old and I don't do one productive thing for one full year, I will turn 88. Anybody can grow older. That doesn't take any talent or ability. The idea is to grow up by always finding the opportunity and change. Sabrina and the entire class of 2013, the Virginia Tech community affirms the value of each individual and welcomes you as the person you are. So find your passion here, your courage and your friends, but most importantly, find the Virginia Tech community and you will discover yourself. Holloway. She arrived at Virginia Tech in 1989 and holds both master's and doctoral degrees from Purdue University in communications. She specializes in public affairs and issue management. She teaches public relations courses and advises communication majors. Dr. Holloway served as the department head of communications for 7 years, and just within the past few weeks, she was named the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Affairs for the College of Liberal Arts and Human Sciences. She is a winner of the Virginia Tech Certificate of Teaching Excellence and the Alumni Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Academic Advising. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rachel Holloway.
I'll never forget the first time